Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Jens Heitland Show, where I interview experts from different fields to connect the dots of innovation and entrepreneurship. Today's guest is the author of the book Before You Quit Your Job. She helps entrepreneurs to market their business on TikTok. At the time of this recording, she has 450,000 followers on TikTok. Please welcome to the show, Kenya Kelly. Hello, Kenya. Welcome to the show. Great to have you.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Getting ready to go on vacation, so I'm doing real good.
Yeah, I'm a little bit far away from vacation, so hope it's coming in August.
Yeah, hopefully so for you.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Before we go into TikTok and how business people can use TikTok and all the innovation topics as well around marketing, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What is your story?
Yeah, for sure. So, of course, I'm Kenya. I'm celebrating a 40th birthday this year. And my background is that I've pretty much been an entrepreneur for a really long time. When I was in college, I ended up getting recruited into a network marketing company where people, they always say that network marketing is a scam. Well, it's not. And I got into that industry, and that is what really taught me about sales, about marketing, personal development. And it helped me become the person that I am today. Like, I'm confident, can speak in front of the room and do camera presentations because of everything that I learned when I was like 20, 21 years old. Fast forward years later, I worked a corporate job and I helped my jobs make millions of dollars, but I knew I still had this entrepreneur type thing in me. And in 2015, after going through a crazy divorce, I decided that I was going to start and build my business. And I started out on live stream, Periscope, and then Facebook Live, teaching people how to build businesses and brands online. And it just catapulted into a branding and design and consulting firm for the last 5 years.
Yeah, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you help people, and what kind of people do you help?
Yeah, for sure. So we basically help entrepreneurs. So anyone who already has a business and is marketing their business online and or on social media, we're teaching them this is the new place to market.
And what are kind of the people you work with? Is it like people who are coming from a specific background, or is it like doesn't matter if you are interested in having a business?
Yeah, so it really doesn't matter. Like, we have clients that are, one of our recent clients is a workers' compensation attorney. Another one is an immigration attorney. Another lady is a fitness instructor, so it just depends on wherever someone who wants to get their business in front of a lot of people.
And are you then specialized on specific social media and medias, or is it like doesn't matter?
So we are focused 100% on TikTok. And so when we're marketing on TikTok, obviously we're reaching people there, but we do a lot of our marketing about what we do on TikTok on Facebook and Instagram. So the people that are watching us already have something and are somehow connected to the social media world.
Yeah. So TikTok, that I'm new to TikTok, and I need to confess, like, I'm an early beginner, and I was thinking, and maybe you hear that the whole time, it's like, but TikTok is for kids. They're just dancing and doing fun stuff. Mm-hmm. So you're doing this for a business, and you do this in a proper way. So tell us about that.
For sure. So, I heard about TikTok in 2018, but I didn't understand it. And so it wasn't until the beginning of 2020, I was kind of praying for creative strategy for my business. And I felt like I heard God tell me to get onto TikTok, which I thought was insane because it just really didn't make any sense to me. And I was like, well, maybe I'm supposed to get on here because we're all afraid of dying because of COVID, and I'm supposed to do this for entertainment. And so I just kind of got on literally to get entertained. And then I started creating content and became the entertainment. But then I started seeing some of the marketers on TikTok, and it clicked. Oh, this is an innovative place to market my business. And even though people were saying TikTok is for kids, and President Trump at the time was talking about banning TikTok, all this stuff, something in me was just like, there's something to this. And I am just gonna figure this out. Now, I didn't know how to create on TikTok. I didn't understand the culture of TikTok, and no one knew that I even existed. But I was like, I'm willing to at least ride it out.
Yeah. So what was your first post?
My first post was I went to Olive Garden, and you know how like at the end of a meal they give you these little like mint candies, and I like love those candies. And so the hostess gave me like a cup full of the candy, and so I gave him a really big hug, and I left the store, and I thought, ooh, that would be a great TikTok. So I go back into Olive Garden. I was like, hey, can you give me a hug again? And I'm going to record it and we're going to put it on TikTok. And he was like, okay. And so we put it on TikTok, 40,000 views overnight.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Crazy.
So that's literally how you started your TikTok career, and then of course your business supporting others was that.
Yes, exactly. So like
I,
if you scroll down to the bottom of my TikTok, you'll say these are awful. I have dozens of really bad TikToks because I didn't know what I was doing.
yeah. So how did you then learn how to do it?
Yeah. So I literally, like, anytime you're trying to learn anything, there's a learning curve. Like, even when we were talking about my podcast mic, and there's like a learning curve with that. And so I got on TikTok and was like, okay, every day I had to say, this is not going to get the best of me. I'm only 39. I know I feel 95 on this app, but I can do this. And every day I would just play around with a different button. Like, there's a really simple feature called the 3-second timer on TikTok. It took me 6 months to figure out how to use it, literally. But I was like, I get to just figure this out. And I just kept playing with it and playing with it and playing with it. And I got better and better and better.
Yeah. But for me, it's already fascinating that you got like 40,000 views in the first video. So did it then quickly increase or did it bump down? How was that?
So it did bump down eventually. Like, I think probably right now it may be at like 125,000 or something like that. But that video could circulate at any time because TikTok recirculates videos all the time. And so like I got a video I did a year ago. It is still circulating. Like every week I still see that video with likes and comments. And I'm like, wow, because TikTok recirculates them.
That's fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So from a business owner, so let's say I'm a consultant and I'm interested in doing like getting out there and trying to use different social media and strategies to boost my brand, to boost my business. How would you work with a consultant or any other business owner?
For sure. Well, one of the first things I would do is I would help them to understand what is actually happening with marketing in 2021. Marketing is changing. It used to be like just a LinkedIn resume, or it was a long Facebook, or just a long blog post. But our attention span is so short now. It's like 8 to 12 seconds for our attention span. And so if you're going to capture people with whatever your message is, whether it's consulting or it's marketing, whatever, you've got a couple seconds to catch someone's attention. And so in 2021, short form video is what is catching people's attention. It's kind of like when I look at TikTok, it reminds me of Super Bowl Sunday. Like when it's the Super Bowl, millions of Americans sit in front of the TV to watch this football game, and they watch these advertisements. And every year we are looking for a few key people: Doritos, Budweiser, and what's the other one? Doritos, Budweiser, and Mountain Dew. They always come with it every single year. And they've got these really short commercials that capture your attention. And now you want a Budweiser. I don't even drink and I want a Budweiser when I watch these commercials, And so TikTok is kind of like the same thing. And that's what short form video is. It's where you get this opportunity to create these fun, creative pieces of content to talk about whatever it is that you do. Like, people just think that you have to dance or you have to be goofy in order for it to work. But the truth is that there's millions of people all over the world. Like, I think it's 100 billion users. Well, let me just say 1 billion just in case, users on TikTok. And, a lot of them are just consuming content. Well, as a consultant, if your audience is, let's just say 50 years old, there are hundreds and thousands of 50-year-old people consuming content on TikTok for entertainment. And from a social media standpoint, and even a marketing standpoint, our job is to come in with our marketing message and interrupt whatever it is that they were doing, which is what commercials do when we're watching a TV show. And so as a consultant, you would get on the TikTok and you would share your creative message. Now, you can literally talk and teach the same way I am right now add music to it or a little bit of creativity to it, and it does well on TikTok. Like oftentimes a lot of my content is me teaching direct to camera, teaching people TikTok, and then we get a lot of clients that way.
Yeah. So let's take a different example, a bakery.
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah, for sure.
how should a bakery use TikTok and social media in
Yeah.
today's world? Just saying, I'm living in Germany, and literally, I was just doing jokes about the local bakery guys,
Yeah.
because they have no social media profile and no website. So that's the level we start with.
Oh my God. Okay. So if you're a bakery, you have this leg up because your stuff is visual. And TikTok is a very visual platform. Like, okay, so if you're gonna bake a cake, we all know it's gonna take a long time to make this cake and all the things you do to it. But you could like cut your video into little clips. Like you recorded 3 seconds of this process and then 3 seconds of this. And people want to watch the video to see the transformation of how the cake is going to turn out. And there are so many people with millions of followers on TikTok that are doing the exact same thing. Like there's a guy named Darius and he makes, he just cooks right from scratch. And oftentimes he uses the same line, hungry, let's make a snack. And he says it every single time. He pours in his olive oil, whatever. And then you knew it took him an hour to make the whole meal. And then at the end, he goes, let's say grace. And then he eats and he goes, oh, and he falls out every time. But it sells so many of his cookbooks. And he
That's
doesn't even
awesome.
show the cookbook. He showed himself making a dish. And you're like, well, who is this guy? Click. He has cookbooks. I want to buy his cookbook. Same thing.
That's fascinating. So then, of course, I'm guessing, like, if someone is engaging you and your team, it's not about they're figuring it out. You help them building a proper content strategy and doing that, like, not random stuff, maybe in between, but it's like it's done with a purpose. I guess, at least. So how would you guide them through understanding what they need to be looking out for and how they can bring that into TikTok?
For sure. So one of the first things that we do with them is we like to profile them. We get on with our clients to find out who they are, who their customer is, what they want from TikTok, and what would show them that is successful. So if they're wanting calls to their law firm, then we're like, okay, everything that we're doing, everything in your bio needs to be directing people to getting the calls on your to your law firm. But then we show them, okay, here's what's happening on TikTok. Here's what's popular. Here's what other attorneys are doing, just like that are just kind of like you. You can do exactly what they're doing, or you can do something different. So one of our clients is an immigration attorney, and oftentimes she just teaches tips on, how to get, a green card or things of that nature. Other times she will take funny, creative TikTok scenarios that somebody did about fashion. And we'll take that same trend that is happening on TikTok and we'll turn it into immigration. And most people would say, well, how do you do that? It's really easy. She looks at the exact same thing the girl did about fashion, all the things on screen. And she goes, want to get your green card? Here's something not to do. And then she would either talk it or the words will appear on screen. And so she doesn't have to be the creative one. She gets to use the platform of what they are doing and then just flip it to whatever her business is.
Yeah. So if I understand you right, it's kind of getting inspired by creators who have been successful and showing that it works, and then using the same concept in my context.
Yeah, for sure. Because the TikTok is full of content. Like it's like endless content. And all of us are always on what's called TikTok's For You page, where they're pushing out content that they think you want to see. And everybody is recreating everything we've seen on the For You page. And so most times we don't even know who was the initial creator of the idea. We just all use it for us.
That's awesome. So taking a turn, large corporations. So I have a large corporate background, and I've never heard about TikTok before. And we have been joking before we recorded as well. It's like, for me, it's like completely new. So, and of course, large corporation, at least at my time 2 years ago, like they're not using TikTok. Why should they?
Yeah, because it's first of all, it's the greatest social media out there right now. It's the fastest growing social media. It has the highest level of engagement by far, and it will give you the largest organic reach, the fastest organic reach. Now, granted, large corporations have money to pay for ads, which is great, right? But why not do something that you pay ads for it, and then you can also do organic reach? And because people want to be entertained, they're going to a place for entertainment. 2020 proved that people are crazy. Let's just lay it out there. People are crazy. And so more of us are spending less time on Facebook and Twitter because we're like, some of y'all is crazy. And I didn't know until 2020 hit. So people are looking for ways to get more positive things into their lives, and they're looking for a place to get that. And people are flocking and running to an app like TikTok for the creativity. And TikTok, from a large corporation standpoint, gives a company an opportunity to be more creative, but have more fun with their advertisement, because the average corporation is sort of boring in their advertising because that's how they always have been, and that's how they thought they had to be. But TikTok gives them permission to, you can still be professional. You don't have to dance. You don't have to be goofy, but you can do this in a creative way. And it brings way more eyeballs to your business and your brand because you're just doing it different. Like, I saw a commercial from Dr. Pepper a couple months ago, and I was shocked. They used the sounds that we use on TikTok. They had, it was like actors in the video, and it was a scenario that we do all the time on TikTok, but Dr. Pepper did it. And I was like, it was still professional. It was on point. And I'm talking about it right now because it was so good. Chipotle did it too. I was just like, what is happening? But because they are starting to get it. And so if people are looking for the creativity, and they don't want it just on Super Bowl Sunday, they want to see it every day.
Yeah. What is your view on creating an account for a brand, which is like the corporation, or more a person?
So I would say both. So let's just say, for example, GoDaddy, right? GoDaddy obviously has people that work at GoDaddy who can have a personal account. And then there's GoDaddy, the brand. If a person is like you or us, then obviously we would have a personal account and be building that way. But brands like GoDaddy, IKEA, or whomever, they definitely should be there. And they can just have their social media manager creating the content for them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so fascinating for me because it's so far away from where I come from. That's why I reached out, because I think there's so much value. And because I'm coming from the innovation space and the podcast is around innovation, it's an opportunity to innovate for a brand as well. It's like, yes. I mean, this is the test bed of testing. It's like you can throw things out and a lot of people see it and you see the reaction straight away.
Yes, it really gives a company an opportunity to try something new. And then they also get to see how people respond to it without paying millions of dollars to see it, right? Like, I love Super Bowl Sunday and I believe in investing in advertising. But what if a company created a TikTok and they put it out there and they are able to like watch what happens in the comments, even if it doesn't go viral, they're able to ask their customers questions, or just watch it, because people always talk in the comment section. It's just what they do, right. And they're able to do live engagement with their customers with this one creative video or two.
Yeah. So what would be your ask to someone? Let's say there's someone who is starting a TikTok account tomorrow. From a business perspective, what is the one thing they should be starting and looking into?
For sure. So obviously download an app and setting up your profile. But the number one thing I would have a person do or company do is go to TikTok's Discover page. And basically you get there, there's a little magnifying glass at the bottom of the screen. You click on that, it'll take you to another page. At the top of the page is a search bar. You want to go up there and type in something. So it could be coasters, it could be microphone, whatever, and just do a search of one or two words, and then start binge watching how other people in your industry are creating content on TikTok. And what that's going to do is it will show you, oh, I don't have to dance, I don't have to be goofy. Yeah. Our company can do that. I can do that. It will show you this is the culture of TikTok and how to start creating. Then don't just watch those videos, interact with those videos, because then you're going to tell TikTok, show me more of this content. because once you go back to the home screen, whatever you've interacted with is what TikTok is going to show you more of on the For You page. And so the more you interact with the things you want to see, then you'll see it. And that's going to constantly give you the inspiration on what to do to create TikToks. And it will make it more enjoyable for you. It will make it more fun. And you'll go, okay, I can do this.
Yeah. So if I understand you right, is if we go back to the bakery example, if you're a bakery, then you type in bakery.
Yes.
As easy as that, and then you figure out who is doing something, and then you can literally just copy their idea and do it in your way.
Yeah.
And being successful from the beginning. So
exactly.
Getting a little bit of nerdy, how about like the whole tagging thing? Is it important? Is it not important? There are a lot of gurus out there who are saying they're mastering everything. What is your perspective? Because you're very, very successful on TikTok. So is there any science behind it, or is it super easy?
Yeah. So as it pertains to like hashtags, so from a company standpoint, if your brand is international and you're able to ship nationwide, you don't necessarily have to use hashtags per se. But let's just say you're a local company and you're in Germany, right? And you only want to reach people in this certain city or whatever in Germany or in the US somewhere. Yeah. And when you're using hashtags, like where I live, I'm in San Diego, I would type hashtag California, hashtag San Diego, or Oceanside, things of that nature. And when I'm using those hashtags in my videos, I'm telling TikTok, send this video to people that have used the hashtag San Diego and have interacted with pieces of content that said San Diego, but also send me content of San Diego, right? And so if you're trying to reach a certain group of people, then you use certain hashtags to reach those people. Oftentimes people want to use the most popular hashtags to try to get more views. But the truth is, if you're trying to reach a certain demographic, then you use buzzwords and hashtags to reach those people. And that is how you're going to gain your community. Like most of my community on TikTok is 30, 40, 50 and up, because my hashtags are always over 30 people, over 30 TikTok, adult TikTok, because I'm trying to talk to the people that I know would want to do business with me.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And do you then search as well on that topics, or is that something you look what the others are doing? How do you do that?
Yeah, so I do search like other TikTok experts. I dance sometimes because I'm a pretty good dancer, and so sometimes I will type in hashtag dance trends to see what is going on there. Yeah, and you can follow a hashtag, but you can definitely search it.
Yeah. So taking a little bit of turn on innovation, talking marketing more in general, what is the impact of marketing and the possibilities of marketing in innovation and your perspective on innovation?
Yeah, so anytime anybody is an innovator, one, they're violently opposed, right? No, people like they ridicule them and all the things, but it is always the one that does something first that always gets the leg up. They're always the one they're seen, of course, the word innovator, and they're the ones that just something just always happens for that person or that people group or that company because they've done something different first, right? It's when those that are like finally catch on, it's like years later and they're like, I wish I would have done it sooner. Like, because I jumped on TikTok in the beginning of 2020, here we are 450,000 followers later, and I'm being blessed to be on every podcast and stage known to man teaching TikTok for business because I did the innovative thing. Now everybody violently opposed me and all the things, but now all those people are like, hey, teach me TikTok, and I get to go, yeah, so my calls are $500 for the hour, and they go so now I get to charge what I'm worth because I invested the time and the energy. And that is what happens with, creative companies.
Yeah. Did you just say 450,000 followers on TikTok?
In 1 year, yes.
That's nuts.
I know. Who you telling?
I have 450, just to compare for the listeners. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and it just shows the opportunities you can have with thinking different and using social media in a completely different way than a lot of corporates are doing. I mean, if you just take the world where I come from, it's already fancy to be on Facebook because the main business world stays on LinkedIn as an
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
And then Facebook is already like the casual version of it. But
Yeah.
then if you move to TikTok, I guess it's the next level.
Oh, that's like yeah.
Yeah.
That's next level. But the companies that choose to go, okay, this does sound really far-fetched, but what if we try it? They will see rewards beyond what they ever would have dreamed of. It's just, I think a lot of CEOs and company owners have heard of TikTok probably from their kids or even their grandkids, and they're like, we're not doing that, because they're seeing the kid's phone. But if they were seeing a person in business, their phone, they would be like, oh, like there's two different sides of TikTok. Yeah.
So getting into the last part of the podcast, where I'm always asking a couple of questions out of context. So if you could be part of a project, part of an initiative that's impacting every human being on Earth, what initiative would you like to be part of, and why?
I would probably say I would be part of like the more racial conversations, and the ones that are controlled, obviously, but like bringing people of all types of backgrounds together. And they're there for like maybe days, weeks, months, whatever. And they're having the conversation on race and what actually happened in the world. Like, why does the world feel this way about Asian people or Black people or Hispanic people? Like what is actually going on? Like getting people to go back to, what did your grandma tell you? And what did your great grandma tell you? And so what do you believe now? What did you watch on TV? Because I feel like that there's so much going on. There's always been so much going on, but people don't really understand that what is happening is like a big root system of their belief. Like Black people, there's some of them, I don't say we, but some people have a belief that all police are bad, or that all white people are bad, or whatever. And it's like, the truth is that like we all have some type of root system. We have something that has told us something, some experiences. But if a white person thinks that all Blacks are bad, it's because of some type of experience they've had, and then vice versa. And I would love to just be in those where you get to completely change a person's, viewpoint. But I would love to talk to those that have the greatest influence, because if somebody has major influence and they get this awakening, people with influence tell everybody, and then they start doing these innovative things to bring more people together.
Yeah, love it. Next question is, that's an interesting one. Where will you be in a year from now? I mean, just looking back, what happened last year to you is like, oh my God, but where will you be in a year from now? And you can answer that from a personal level and or business level.
Yeah. So personally, I hope that I'm married a year from now. I am single, and I'm like, man, where's the dude at? So hopefully that I'm married. And business-wise, I would say I hope that I am closer to having a really, really big stadium event where I'm bringing hundreds and thousands of people together, teaching them business and all the things.
That's awesome. Next question is, how do you keep yourself informed, up to date, and build your knowledge on?
Yeah, on TikTok or in general?
In general.
In general. So I'm constantly like listening to podcasts. I'm listening to audiobooks. I do watch some stuff on Facebook. Like usually once a day, I will go and check like the news, like the features that they talk about on Facebook. Sometimes they're like really bad. But I try to keep up to date on that type of stuff. But I do rely on social media a lot to tell me, because people will, like, as soon as something happens, people like plug everything on social media, like immediately. Like I love Michael Jackson, and when he found out he died, I found out from Facebook, and it was like, but everything kind of gets posted there.
Cool. So where can people find you and reach out to you?
For sure. So you can find all of my links by going to my website at KeaKelly.com. I do a lot of stuff on Instagram at Kia Kelly, and then obviously on TikTok at Kia Kelly.
Yeah. Now we'll put the links as well into the show note that people can straight away click through. Okay. Kia, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you, and wish you a really great vacation going forward.
Yes, thank you so much. It was just a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks for listening to today's episode. You will find the links and resources in the show notes of this episode. If you would like to support the podcast, the most impactful thing you can do is subscribing to the show on any of the podcasting platforms and give me a review. This will help me to reach more innovators around the world and bring some of you into the show. If you have any question to the guest or want to engage with me, feel free to reach out to me on my public WhatsApp at +49 151 7033 1176. I will repeat, +49 151 7033 1176. It's all WhatsApp, texting only. Or follow me on social media and contact me there. And finally, if you look for someone educating you or your team on innovation culture coaching, have a look at heitlandinnovation.com. Thanks and see you in the next episode.